Well, this should be showing up. Let me check some stuff out here. Hopefully we'll start seeing some video here in a moment. Come on, Seabiscuit. Guessing is still nothing. Okay, this is getting kind of frustrating, actually. I guess. Up, are we live? Holy shit, there we go. Can you guys see something? Oh man, I think we actually got this going finally. Alright, there we fucking go. I have no clue what happened there. So, I fucked around with my keys and everything like that. I think what it was like where I upgraded to Windows 10, I think it just fucked up my stream key. I don't know why it took so long for it to kind of work afterwards. I pressed, you know, record and stop about, I'd say 100 times. Not really, but... Alright, well the important part is we do have it working. Give me just a few minutes to try to get everything spread out to people, and then we'll get started here. I'm just trying to make sure that I hit all the essentials. Okay, I don't want to mess too much more with this right now. Go ahead and start recording. There we go. Alright. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. If there's any other stream issues, just let me know and we'll try to play them. Like, you know, we'll try to play them through. Kirby Superstar. I actually started playing this game a long time ago. Whenever I was a kid, I actually rented this at a pharmacy store that had a game rental system, or, you know, place in it. The only game that I'd played before then was Kirby's Adventure on the Nintendo. So whenever I saw this on the Super Nintendo, it was like a really big surprise to me back then. This ended up being probably one of my absolute favorite games of the series, just because there's just so much stuff in this game. Like, this was a game that just took, you know, just random Kirby stuff and just made so many different things out of it. So one of the things that you can do, and I'm probably going to be trying to avoid using it for the most part, except for places that I need to, but you have this little helper dude here, and you can make out with him and share food with him. If you have a friend over at your house or something, you can actually have the second player pick up as the helper character. So what I'm pretty much doing with this run is I'm just playing through the entire game. Like, I plan for this to take most of the day. But we'll see how long it takes in the end. I'm not really trying to speedrun this, I'm not really trying to do anything short of just kind of, I wouldn't say fully explore the game, but definitely trying to get all of the essentials out of the way. So one of the first things that, you know, it kind of sticks out is you have your standard Kirby ability of sucking. All of the abilities that you get have a couple of different ways to use them usually. So I can throw bombs like that, I can angle the bombs and aim them, or I can just do the tried and tested method of duck and just set them all over the place. And almost every ability in this game has a similar sort of function. Like, there's very few abilities where they only really have one method of using them. This first game is pretty much, it's basically a recreation of the original Kirby, Kirby's Dream Land. So this one's just pretty much like a standard adventure. You're trying to fight King DDD. He's stolen all the food in the land, so we're pretty much trying to go through and, you know, just basically get all the food in the kingdom back. I don't know if it's a kingdom or, you know, like, it's just like a planet, but whatever. I didn't know that you were pink. So the really fun abilities in this game include Fighter, Suplex, there's like a bunch of them, but those are the two biggest ones. Just because they have a really wide variety of ways to use them. Ice is pretty fun. We're probably going to be seeing at least all of the abilities once through this. If not here, then definitely in Milky Way Wishes. Actually, I can do a really quick kill on these guys. Hardest boss in the game. Oh man. So the helper character here actually fucked that up a little bit. what ended up happening is whenever I was doing the detonation, he was stuck in invincibility frames. That's part of the reason I'm trying to avoid using the helper character. He does tend to get in the way a little bit. So yeah, if you've ever played the original game, a lot of the levels here are pretty similar. They have a lot of the same secrets. Kirby games are pretty renowned for having their, like kind of levels somewhat similar. It's less of kind of like recycling, more of like a really good nod, I would say. Like it's similar enough to where you can recognize it, but not exactly similar enough to where it feels like they're just entirely ripping it off. The cutter ability in this game is actually where a lot of inspiration for Kirby's moveset in Smash Brothers comes from. You have his final cutter ability, which, like that one's, the little 3-hit combo followed by the dash thing I was doing. The fighter has, like the little kick and stuff like that, so, or the rapid punches, that's what I meant. I couldn't get the full thing there. The umbrella, the parasol ability in this game is actually surprisingly powerful, if not a little bit useless. Hey, you stop that. So we could go there, or we could fly up here and go into the moon. And there's like a bunch of food and stuff here, and then once we start falling, it's gonna be enemies start to show up. Or I thought there were. I must be thinking of the regular Nintendo version. There's not a whole lot else to say about this one. We're actually fairly close to the end of this particular game. Assuming I don't die on Krakow. I was hoping he was in enraged mode. That's fine. We'll just kill him right there. I don't know why I let that one stick out as long as I did. This room right here is entirely useless. Never mind. It's this room. Oh, is there a room? What the fuck? I must be thinking. Okay, I know what is wrong. I'm thinking of a different area altogether. I think we beat him. So the hammer ability has, if you hit up in the attack button, he does a really powerful strike. And as you see, it just completely decimates bosses whenever the boss is on the ground. I won't necessarily let the intros play out because I feel like those kind of overstay their welcome to some degree, but I will definitely let the credits play out because there are some good credits in this game. So we managed to save the, we saved the kingdom, we got the food back. Kirby turns into a balloon and is carrying the castle across the ocean. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't have to make sense, it's Kirby. The best thing about this series is just how fucking adorable and cute that it is. So it's one of those things where it's just kind of... You don't have to make a game that's, you know, kind of like Dark Souls, where it's all dark and gloomy to kind of get a good story out of it. This is just mindless fun that we're seeing for enjoyment. Yeah, like, for some odd reason, the credits in this particular ending just, like, go by way too fast, but don't worry, there's a game later on where we're gonna get a good long chance to see all the names involved. So as we play through these, there's these two that are kind of locked here on the side. We're going to be unlocking those eventually. One I'm just going to go ahead and get out of the way just because it's really boring for the most part. So this one is just basically a race. You're just trying to beat King DDD, and you know, if you even halfway know what you're doing, you can pretty much just get through this really quick. The food doesn't ultimately matter in the end, so just, you know, collect what you can. So you can win by 2 or 3 different conditions in here, the easiest one being just winning the race. The other way that you can win is by collecting more food. So just because I may or may not necessarily finish a race, like, you know, in first place every time, if I can win the most races and have the most food at the end, that's all that matters. Yeah, he gets ahead of me on this track. In the last one, it's a little bit difficult as well to kind of keep track of everything. It's easier to go this path here. There's always a maximum tomato at the end of each one, so I'm always trying to jump at the end. This track is a little bit confusing. We're gonna try to just get through it the best we can. Even in a game where Kirby has flying, there's still this, there's still a jet ability. And it is really good in this game. Like, it's not the best ability, but like whenever you have anything that requires like precise flying, it is much better than the actual flying ability just because of how detailed you can get with it. Of course, I'd lose my ability to puff through that, unfortunately. We've got enough food to where I could probably honestly just run to the end at this point, so... And there we go. I think we beat him a little bit. So that score there at the end, that's pretty much like the biggest determinative if you win or not. There's no special ending to it, there's no nothing, so... There's that game. We've also got Megaton Punch and Samurai Kirby. These are 2 little mini games that you play. Show these off before I get to the next stuff. So you're just pretty much trying to get all these things timed correctly, and you're just trying to see who punches through the thing the hardest. With a little bit of practice, it's not too hard to get perfect. It's like pretty consistently. Of course, while I'm talking and doing this, as well as the fact that I haven't played this game in at least a year or so in completion. I'm gonna let him punch through. You don't have to necessarily, like, there isn't like a cap or timer, so you can kind of take your time with it. And then this is actually based off of the old of Kirby's Adventure. It's a timing-based one, so as soon as a little like slap goes through, you have to hit the attack button, and you've got to beat out the opponent. The difference is in this one he uses a really drastically different weapon with each person. That pretty much matches my Nintendo kind of reaction speeds as well, like about 14, 15, or 16 on the timer. Unless I'm doing really, really bad, which, you know, it does happen. This is like the hardest guy, but I'm on beginner, so we'll see what happens. Nope. Pretty much like the final boss of most of these, you know, like, they usually do kick up the difficulty by about 11. But anyway, that's all the, what I would say, like, the less entertaining stuff. Unlike this whole entire stream. So this one plays out as a little bit more of like an adventure-style game. So we've got these different levels. This kind of almost mimics Mario 3 in sort of style. Or kind of like the little level select that you get at the beginning of Kirby's Adventure or something like that. Like, whenever they made this game, they just basically decided that they were going to take all of their gaming conventions and throw them into one game, it seems like. We're gonna get Parasol. So on top of having an upward shield on you, it has a really good block. Like, I think it blocks a little bit more damage with the umbrella. It has a really powerful little charge attack there that, you know, ranges out pretty far. I'm not gonna be able to get that one up. Oh well. You have a slow fall whenever you have it. So overall, it's a really good weapon. And then you even have a little downward thrust if I could get it to work. The downward thrust is a really risky one to use though, because it's a really short range compared to the other Parasol stuff. The sword has Link powers where if you swing the sword at full health, you get to shoot a laser sword. You have the standard sort of stretch out, and then you also have a Link down thrust from Zelda 2. It's really hard to just move regularly with that. Whoops. Didn't quite mean to disable that this early. I guess I was preparing for the boss without realizing it. Oh well. There's a little mini boss coming up through here. So a big thing about these games, like, I will probably die, so this is definitely not me suggesting that this game is easy and that I'm never going to die. But, this game is kind of generally a little less difficult than other games that you'd probably play. Like, they give you a lot of health items throughout the levels, enemies drop a lot of items. So overall, it's not intended to be like a really difficult, challenging game as much as it is an encouragement to explore and, you know, get an ability to cook food. Yeah, nailed it! I think I was just a very split second off of that. Short of the jet, I think the parasol actually has, like, the, well, I'd say the third best mobility. Forgot about our good old friend, here's the useless room, by the way. Oh yeah, the parasol also has a hitbox on the back of it whenever you swing, so there's that as well. Or I can just hold it like that and just, you know, keep it running forever. Don't think there's anything extremely important over here, but we'll go here nonetheless. The ninja ability is always fun. So with the ninja ability, you can stick the walls, you can throw ninja stars, you can get completely shit-wrecked by the ninjas. Hey, look at the bright side, we got a 1-up! So it's like it all didn't matter. Remember when I said I was probably going to die? I wasn't kidding. I think the really cool thing is just, like, dying in this game doesn't feel as consequential as, like, Dark Souls or something. There's what I was looking for. The mirror ability here can deflect projectiles as well as a bunch of other things. Come on, can I do it? No. Wow, that is a really non-cooperative switch. Yeah, I was being careful to not disclude Will. Like, Will is definitely a really good mobility tool. Jet is also a really good one. I think Jet actually ends up edging out Will just because of the fact that on Will you're pretty much limited to the ground. Like, I'm pretty sure the speedrunners that I have seen run through this game do tend to use either Will or Jet. I believe this shield is actually unique on this particular one. First of all, it deflects projectiles, but more importantly, I think this is one of the ones that you do not lose any health if you take damage from it. Or if you block damage from it. Yeah, pretty much the most powerful ability you can get in this game is probably Will with a co-op partner. And, you know, whenever I say that, I don't mean doing this right here, because this, you know, like, the CPU is pretty damn useless with the Will, actually. Gotta go fast. That's fine. I think part of the reason that I decided to do this run this way was inspired by, I think I told a few of you guys watching, I actually received one of my first sort of pseudo hate mail comments a while back. The guy sent a message on one of my speedrun tutorials, basically complaining about the fact that nobody just wants to just play the game. I'm not gonna call out the guy's name. I'm not gonna, you know, stir any more shit on it than he's already basically deleted the thing anyway. So I mean, I didn't even get a chance to properly respond to it. The other guy just gives you fighter ability. He just shows up randomly whenever you're playing through. So what we unlocked over here was just an ability museum kind of thing. So we pretty much have access to not all of the abilities yet, but most of them. Let's see. Haven't shown off Plasma yet. This is probably one of my personal favorites. So there's different charge levels. The first one is just this really weak, like it doesn't hardly do any damage at all. The next up is a little arrow there. The third one up is a small plasma ball. The fourth one is that sort of spear, and then the last one is just basically a Kamehameha. It's charged up by moving back and forth. It's kind of your electric ability of this game. I think Plasma will come into play a little bit later in the run whenever I'm going through the boss rush. But yeah, so, pretty much, like, while I was kind of going through, I noticed that, you know, like, I got that comment, and, you know, I was going to try to think of some sort of really absurd response to it. Like, I was getting really excited about responding to it, actually. You know, I wasn't sure if I was going to, like, you know, backlash at the guy. I don't really have enough of a following to really care that much about it. But, you know, like, I was going to at least kind of inform him as to why people choose speedrun games and about how that can be just as fun as just playing through them. So what I was initially going to do was I was going to just play through a casual speedrun, or not a speedrun, just like a casual playthrough of Super Metroid. But the problem is that, you know, like, my partner, my friend who, like, I usually play that with, you know, he's kind of in the same boat that I am, in that it is really hard for us to go back and play that game and actually explore all of the areas anymore, because, like, as long as we've played it, it's just really hard to go back and play through casually at this point. So I figured, like, you know, like, I was watching some videos on Kirby and stuff. Like, a friend of mine sent me a screenshot of like Wispy Woods, the boss we fought in the first game that we played on here. Oh, by the way, I've been killing bosses all this time. I forgot to mention that. But he pretty much showed me a screenshot of that, and I just had all kinds of flashbacks of this game. So I just decided, you know, why not just go through and play like a really, just sort of, I wouldn't say really like a forced casual playthrough as much as just, I wanted to try to play this game through to the fullest and just kind of get it showcased. I actually started to do a Let's Play of this game a long time ago, back whenever I was just, you know, recording videos and throwing them on the channel. But I have this wonderful habit of if I don't finish something in like the first go, I have this really awful habit of just never getting back to it through, like, you know, like reason of time constraint or something else. So I know if I can just get through this in one, you know, get-go and just get everything done right from the start, then I won't have to worry about running into that issue. The yo-yo ability is actually a really powerful ability. In Milky Way Wishes, we're going to see this kind of coming into play for one boss in particular. Oh no. So you can't just expel your abilities in this game, you have to make them into a helper and then despawn the helper. Which is a little bit annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. There we go, that's a perfect. Of course, getting a perfect and getting the red bar all the way up makes very little difference. Like I said, dying in this game has much less consequence. I'm just coming back here just to get some health. I like the suplex ability, and it's just got probably like the best graphic of Kirby, just going off the top turnbuckle ever. Gotta try to remember, like, I know basically where the secret is here, I just need to kind of fully remember. I might need that fire guy, we'll figure out later. Worst case scenario, I'll replay the level and get it, but I don't think that's necessary for this secret in this level. I do need rock though, and that is something that's going to be at the top here. So the suplex ability has a lot of different functions to it. You get, you know, pretty much like your standard, like forward, backwards, like sort of suplexes. You get a jumping attack with it, you get kind of like a throwdown attack with it, and then you get like a downward kick. But unfortunately, we needed to get hit into these cannons, so we kind of lost it pretty quickly after getting it, which is unfortunate. Oh man, I should have went ahead and got Wing. Speaking of which... Oh, you bastard! There we go. Wing is actually a pretty fun ability as well. You get a few cool abilities with it. You get to shoot little projectile wings like that. He has a little blowback attack. I'll try to... Jumping fish makes it hard to do that. I don't think there's anything up here, but just to make sure. No. Just a fish. Up and right here's where we needed fire, but I think they actually give us one over here, so let me get a little bastard out of the way. You can actually direct the fire in this game. You can do a couple of different things. In Kirby's Adventure, there were like 2 different fire abilities, and this one kind of combines those 2 as well as a few other things. So you get this little burning wheel attack if you just jump into the air. If you're dashing, it turns into fireball. On the ground, you can direct the fire, and if you direct it back towards yourself, you catch on fire. That move is not extremely useful, unfortunately. It does a lot of damage, but it's really easy to get hit. Now, this is a very useful ability. This is probably the most powerful ability in the game right here. It is the ability to take someone else's ability. That sounds a little bit familiar. It's almost like, you know, like... Wait, what? That's weird. How's that ability any different than Kirby's ability? I don't know. I don't know why that is a thing. I don't know why it's, you know, like why this game has an ability to copy other people's abilities whenever that's your own power. I'm gonna go ahead and get this next thing coming up. One somewhat common ability throughout these games is the mic ability. If you ever wondered what punk rock Kirby looked like, there you go. I think I'm going to keep those for the... Oh wait, there is a boss rush, I forgot. Yeah, like I think that's honestly like the biggest reason that that ability exists is to break the Milky Way wishes rule, which we'll get there. What would be a Kirby game without the Poppy Brothers? Not a Kirby game, that's the answer. There's our last canon of this one. Oh right, the story for this. So basically this bird is just causing a lot of trouble, and Kirby's asked to go deal with it. Extremely complicated shit. So a fun fact before I go into this fight is you can fly all the way up here, and there is nothing there. Like, I have scoured far and wide to try to find something up there to go through, to go into, like some sort of secret, but as far as I know, there is nothing up there. But you can fly all the way up where this star is going, basically. It doesn't take you over to the boss fight or anything, but you can do it. So you can block in this game, which is really helpful for trying to avoid damage. A lot of the enemies in this game try to be at least a little bit more complicated than like your standard sort of bosses from the other games. And as a result of that, it's a little bit difficult to always figure out where their attacks are coming from. So the block is implemented as a way to give you just like one extra option. Alright, so I think these credits actually don't give names. And there you go, there's that game out of the way. Okay, I was just checking on some stuff here really quickly, so we're back in it. So with those two games unlocked, we unlocked the Revenge of Meta Knight. Kind of trying to decide which of these to do first. Let's go ahead and do Great Cave Offensive while I'm thinking about it. I'm actually gonna let... No, I'm not. It's not worth it. So, you fall into a cave, and you realize that there's a huge labyrinth of shit to go through. So, this page right here is a treasure list. It took me a long time to realize that your treasure list is denoted by the fact that this is actually a treasure chest that you're opening up. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to collect as many, if not all, of those treasures. I think that that's where the bulk of this run is honestly going to go, so... It's either going to be that or it's going to be the arena, because I'm going to have to just somehow remember to play this game and, you know, beat every single boss in this game in one health bar with very few recovery items. So there's these treasure chests scattered everywhere, and whenever we pick up items from them, they show up in our list here. Have I already missed one? Okay, I don't think so. I think part of the problem is I was running through this one a little bit yesterday, trying to make sure that I could get all the treasures and stuff, and I'm just kind of having a little bit of a sanity check about it. Try to summon him back here so we can despawn him. So one of the big things that was happening yesterday is my helper was being very the opposite of helpful in regards to trying to get through this area. Damn it. You have to be really quick, but it's possible to do. Damn it. I'm wondering if I should just... Shit. Fortunately, there's only one puzzle quite like this in the game, so... Okay, so I should be doing it this way then. That was my problem. There's one other puzzle like this later in the game, but it's not really imperative to getting all of, like, the treasures. It's not really in this game mode at all, so... Well, there was half of that move with that ability. You also get this charge ability. There we go. You swoop them into the air and then you just wipe them out. Oh man, that's gonna bother me, that second treasure. The good news is the way that the treasures work in this game is, first of all, you cannot screw yourself out of getting any of them. The second thing is they all go kind of in order, so if I do miss one and I figure out before I go to the next area, I can just easily backtrack and go look for it. So before I, before I finish up this one, I'll probably end up going through and kind of double checking myself. Those rooms right there with the extra glowy stars, those are save rooms. They'll be coming into play later. Whenever I was going through this yesterday, there's only one real set of puzzles in the game that was a little bit irritating, but I think I kind of have a little bit of a solution for them. I think that's basically everything in this particular area. So whenever you go here, like, you can just basically save your progress, and then you just basically come back this way. Like, it pretty much gives you a way to save your progress as you're going through. I don't know why it doesn't use the auto-save system that the other ones do, but it's just what it is. That was a difficult boss. And I'm off a little bit today. There we go. I'm gonna need this in a minute, so may as well get it now. seriously think I'm gonna have to go back. Like, I should have already picked up that second one by this point. I'd rather do the backtracking now and just kind of get it out of the way than do it later and, you know, kind of hate myself for it. Oh my god. There we go. I can't remember, did I already go? Yep, I did. That bird's gonna be back. So yeah, like, the game isn't exactly a cakewalk, but it's not exactly difficult either, because, as you saw in the last game, I can easily pick up about, like 11 lives per game. And that's if I'm playing through it, like, really, really quickly, too. Let's see, I got that one. I'm trying to think of where that other treasure could be at. I might just be going crazy. I think I'm just going crazy. Thought I was supposed to have it by now. Oh, no, there it is. I'm not crazy. I think I just usually mistake that room for a save room, so what ends up happening is I forget that that room exists. There's a couple of treasures like that in the game. They're in really, really strange places that don't quite match up to where the others should. Alright, well, I'm glad that I went back for it. It wasn't a waste, so that's all that matters. So with that, I should actually be on track right now. There we go, yeah. A little bit later in the run, it gets a little bit trickier to kind of keep up with where you're at with treasures. But as far as right now, it's pretty straightforward. You should be keeping one-to-one with progression of your treasures. So the cool thing about the cutter ability is that you can cut down strings. We're going to need that here in a moment. Not necessarily right here. Oh, you bastard. Alright, let's see if we can get ourselves a new cutter ability. I think there's one right outside here. Yep. Usually you're no more than about like a room and a half away from the ability that you need for something. Let's see, which of these have we not seen? We'll just go ahead and do Jet. So whenever I was a kid, I used to think that this boss was extremely hard. because I didn't realize that his attacks were actually really easy to kind of see coming. So what I would always do is I would beat this boss just by blocking the entire time, and like he runs into your hitbox a lot of times, so you actually get a, I wouldn't say a good amount of damage off of it, but you do get damage off of it. Each of the levels are split up by these little segments right here with a minecart ride. Alright, I was just using this moment to try to catch up on some posts and stuff like that. Alright. We're back in it. So this is where the game starts to branch off just a little bit. This is where we start getting to a little bit of actual exploration stuff. So like our path becomes a little bit less straightforward. We have like a couple of puzzles that we're going to have to do for each area. Nothing too complicated, but it's still going to take a little bit of thought to kind of get through some of them. More of a skill puzzle than a logic puzzle situation. Having the right tool for the right job. Well, that bomb guy just killed himself. So rather than a score counter in this game, you don't really keep a score as much as you keep the treasure value there on the left side. So every single time I grab a treasure, it's increasing that little score counter. This is also the point where some of the treasures start to really mimic some other Nintendo games. So like we'll start to see things like Captain Falcon's helmet, like Mario's coins, like Wario's buckets. I'm gonna try to keep this and use it on this boss here. Oh no, I don't think I can. Oh no. Oh well. Alright, I'm gonna have to go get the bomb ability for that, like the actual bomb ability. That's whatever. Oh, I thought there was an enemy here. I guess I was wrong. So pretty much at this point what I'm going to be doing is, like, I'm going to basically clear through all three areas before I, and then, like, checking the treasure counter. I was trying to angle it down in there. Oh well. Dare kill him. I need this. So I'm pretty sure this way just leads over to some food. Yeah. There's a Wario bucket. Going down right now is not a good idea, so we'll just keep going this way. Ah, damn it. I was trying to keep it through there, but oh well. Spikes are pretty much where you're going to take a majority of the damage that you get dealt in this game. I'm just going to go check the other direction first. Oh well, kind of needed it. Let's just go ahead and waste it all trying to get back over there, though. Yeah. Alright, I just wanted to make sure that I was going to get that. That one sucks to miss because then you have to go all the way through there again. Go ahead and go up here and save. Actually, no, I don't want him. Or there's Captain Falcon's helmet. I think, yeah, alright, we got everything down there. I will need this so I can get that broken open. Well, that didn't turn out how I wanted it to. It's fine, though. Oh, you bastard. Get the fuck back here. There we go. So if those guys steal your ability, you can temporarily chase them, and if you can catch them in time, then you can kill them and get your ability back. Alright, I can't. Okay, Will. Okay, seriously, stop. Thank you. See, that's the thing that sucks about using Will as a partner whenever you're not expecting to. He is really bad at tracking you. Alright, we're on track so far, so... I'm just trying to do a little bit of mental mapping in my head, so with... Alright, I think we're in the right area, because the middle one was water, and then the right one is this, so... The next treasure's gonna tell us either way. So this was probably like one of my favorite bosses back in the day, because it kind of mimics like old school sort of RPG stuff. Ow. My favorite thing is this window up here where it tells you all the things that you earned. It randomizes them each time, so it's kind of fun just to see what little random things it pops up. Alright, so while this minecart's going on, drink break. So this is probably one of the funner, but at the same time, one of the more elaborate ones that we're going to be going through. It's going to make it really hard for me to fact-check myself and figure out if I'm going the right direction. Because there are a lot of treasures that you get in this area. And this area also loops around itself a whole lot, so it's going to be really tricky to kind of go through and get everything and be really spot on with it. But hopefully... Oh no, that gap right there. That gap kind of upsets me, but then again, the treasures we've been getting have been later, like much later treasures, so we'll keep an eye on it. We've got a lot of treasures to get in this area, and I think it's going to take us a little while to get through them anyway. So as I said earlier, whenever you're kind of cornered, you can actually block a lot of attacks in this game, and it, you know, severely reduces the amount of damage that you're dealt. Alright, I'm actually gonna have to be, like, extremely careful with how I approach this. So I'm trying to keep the hammer ability here. I'm going to need him here in a minute, so I just need to be really careful as I'm approaching him. There we go. If I hit that bomb in the center, it breaks out the floor, and then I lose the ability, and then it's just a mess. I think the other problem is that the way that the treasures are tracked in this game, I don't think that it quite, like, you know, like, has me synced up correctly to which treasure I should be on right now, so I'll definitely know after I get through this area if I've missed one or not. Worst case scenario, we go back and we get it. Or maybe a whole slew of treasures, who knows. So like I said, we're basically trying to keep this ability right now so we can kind of use it to fully explore these areas that are coming up. Alright. That one's a little bit tricky to get, but if you hit out just that center block, you can really greatly increase your chance of not getting hit on that. So this is the room that we went all the way for the hammer for. Long elevator shaft is long. I think that might be the longest one in this game. Well, that kind of works since I think I need this ability. So this guy is really dangerous to use any sort of charging ability on that, you know, kind of rushes you through or towards the enemy, because being a grappling character, he's really good at doing that. Alright, so here's why we needed the fire ability. Unfortunately, I can't breathe fire underwater, but Leo there can. So he takes care of that for me, he sends me over here. We eat ourselves a candy cane, and then we murder his ass. Okay, there we go, see, like, we're on track. That's what I was looking for. Like, the truth mirror, I believe, is like one of the little signals I was using yesterday, so that's what was terrifying me, was I wasn't sure if the truth mirror was the sort of correct trigger I was looking for. Alright, I thought there might be something down there. Trying to do a couple of things at once here. I had to check on something really quickly. I don't know how this elevator isn't burning down. Just breathing fire all over it. I was tickled to death whenever I was a kid and figured that out. I knew that you could aim it up and down, like I knew you could do that. I didn't know that you could lengthen it out a lot farther, as well as like bring it in really close. I don't believe that there are any other areas through here right now. So let's go ahead and get downstairs here. That way it pretty much takes you back out to the entrance, so I'm just going to check down here and make sure that I've kind of covered my bases in this area. And then we end up back down here. I'm gonna go hit my save room really quick. I don't really predict this game's going to crash or anything, but at the same time, given how long it took my stream just to get started up, it would not surprise me if it just died. So we explored to the left last time, so this time we're going to the right last time, so now we're going to go to the left. Alright, so now this area, I need 2 abilities. One of those abilities is Rock. And then the other one's going to be Cutter. The Drink Break ability. If you're playing 2-player, you can actually have the second player just run through and hit all of those for you. It makes getting through this area pretty painless. Drink Break. Alright. So the next ability I need to get is Cutter. And I've got plenty of time to get to it. I'm not really in a big hurry about it. I just need to get it at some point before long. And I can keep feeding my partners, so that's not even a problem either. The best treasure of all in this game. You have a treasure box that was in a treasure box that you store in a treasure box. Okay, I think that direction. Yeah, this is the way I want to go. So if you're not quick through this area, the screen just keeps scrolling to the right, and you have yourself a nice little skull that pops up as you die. It is not a fun time. Alright. So right here is why we don't need to worry too much about getting the cutter ability, but we do need to worry about the rock ability. So what I have to do here is I have to bait him into doing that. That crushes this. Fortunately, they put some enemies there to kind of help with getting him to do that. Right, there is an ability, or there is one reason I'm going to need the rock. But first of all, we've got to go up here, and I cut this down. He's a little bit special. So, like I was saying, the mirror ability actually has a reflect on it, which is really nice. And I just got rid of my rock ability, but it's okay because we can go back over this way. We can get ourselves a new one. I think it was actually over to the other side. Doesn't matter, this lets us out at basically the same place, so this is pretty much like a huge circle that we're taking. There we go. So if I try to just swim down normally, there's just like a big current in the water. But if I do it like this, then I can pretty much sink to the bottom and then grab the crown. So I could go that way and that'll take me back to the beginning, but we don't want to do that. We also don't want to die. I'm being really careful with my rock ability because, as right there, I can potentially kill myself with it. So we're gonna go ahead and go over to Plasma. I forgot about this during my practice run. I forgot about this way entirely, and I was missing a lot of treasures, and I was really wondering... Oh shit, he got me. I should have shown off the fun trick with that boss. You can actually paint him as he's disappearing, and then he has no chance to do that. I think that I need fire for here, but we'll grab it just in case, and we'll see what we can do about it. Okay, yeah, I remember now. So you don't directly need fire to get through here, it just kind of helps. So there's a secret door there, and the thing is they want you to light the candles so that you can figure out where it's at, but there's nothing really stopping you from seeing it. I mean, like, you can just light that candle and find it there. So then this one's a little bit more precise. This is an annoying one. So what I'm actually going to end up doing here is... I think there's a wing ability up here that I can get. No? Thought there was. Okay, I guess I just used wing the last time I went through. I might go back and get that, especially if this is too much of a dick. So what I need to do is hit this button, run up here, and then get in here. Okay, that wasn't bad. I had a little bit of trouble with that yesterday, and I was getting really irritated at it. Alright, so far so good. And then we're back down here. I think we've actually fully explored this area. Let's see. We've got 45, so then, yeah, that kind of covers enough treasures to find throughout the other areas. If I forgot something, then I'll just, you know, I'll go back and get it. I don't think I have yet, though. Alright, so we're at the final treasure hunting location here. Clusterfuck of enemy sprites. That's cool. I actually never realized that. There's actually 2 switches there. Alright, yeah, we're on track. So it's actually pretty easy to it's pretty easy to use the treasure counter as a good indicator of how far you are through a level. Or how far you are through the treasure collecting. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get that or not. So just like last time, actually we've already got the cutter ability. I'm gonna cheat just a little bit. That's not cheating, just a little bit. So I'm gonna need to cut these down at some point anyway, so I've already got the cutter ability, I may as well go ahead, or the ninja ability, which is a cutting type power, so there we go. Now I don't have to worry about keeping this and, you know, maintaining it, since I'm going to have to switch out a lot anyway. As Ninja just goes off and just completely decimates a poor snowman. I need you. There we go. So this is a treasure that actually evaded me for a long time. There's actually a colored block here, and you can actually go down here into that. It took me forever to find that whenever I was younger. Let's do the one that requires the actual fuse first. If you hit that last one, then the treasure falls and you fucked up. Alright, I think I might be able to do this with the jet ability. There we go. Alright, awesome. And this one's just the little plunger fuse. If you get into that shortest one, it just blows up and it hurts you. So now we have a whole slew of different things that we have to get through on this one. Pressing the other switch activates the Gordos. There's Donkey Kong's barrel. Well, I was trying to go through there without using the platform, but I may not have a choice here. Alright, we're just gonna play it safe. Hopefully we'll find some health here soon. I don't think there's gonna be any, you know, necessarily major things that are going to kill us, but... Oh, hey, look. Alright, let's make sure there's nothing in there. Trying to... There we go. Nailed it. It only took me like 3 times. Oh man, come on. There we go. So the way that you can tell where you can go through, if you haven't noticed by now, is by those stars that you get on the clouds. Those kind of tell you where the phase-throughs are. That's not an extremely difficult one to get, but it did take me a long time to kind of figure out how to get through that area. And you just basically have to jump at just the right time. Let's see. I don't think there's a treasure up in this area, but we'll go check. No, I don't think there is. I can't break those blocks right now anyhow. Oh no. Pretty sure that's everything over on this side. We'll go check this room one last time. I think this is where I'm going to have a little bit of difficulty telling my treasure tracking. Okay, so I know where that one is. So if we get 4 treasures in this next area, I think we're pretty much completely clear. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Cannon, please. There we go. I don't think that I need any special abilities for these last few. But I do have 2 more to get. Okay, well I do know where the last 2 are. I don't technically need a special ability, but it's a special ability that I'm going to get through the area anyway, so it's no big deal. Well, unless I die. Oh no, I've only got 9 more lives, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this or not. So what sucks is I do have to use the cannons. Good news is that I don't have to use all of the cannons. Unless I just suck at using the cannons. Usually the way that I time those cannons is I just kind of, like, I go off of this little visual cue of letting them rotate once. Okay, hopefully the invincibility frames from that treasure will... Yep, there we go. And then hitting the octopus basically prevents me from getting fucked over any worse than I already was. So we had to eat this guy. Let's go grab that tomato. Use the detonate to hit the switch there. Alright. On top of the fact that there's really nowhere left to explore here. There's only one last treasure left to get, and I know exactly where it's at. Oh yeah, the dash animation with the freeze ability is turning into an ice skater. The 4chan treasure. Kirby knows how to Triforce, do you? Actually, just to make absolutely sure. Yep, we have all the treasures. Awesome. Alright, our last minecart trip of the game. And the depressing realization that I'm now out of water. Another long mine shaft ride. Not quite as long as the other one. So this is, you know, this should look familiar. It's the beginning of the game. So the exit's right there, and you can actually, I believe... No, you cannot. Okay. I was gonna say, I think that you can actually go back through to the beginning of the game, but no, it doesn't look like they let you do that. And this is probably... Actually, I don't know. I don't think it's the longest credits in the game. So the more treasures that you collect, the longer that this ending credits goes through, and it pretty much shows you all the treasures that you collect through the game, as well as how much, you know, how much score that they're worth. I don't know if it's made it to these treasures yet, but you can actually kind of price out how much everything is, because there is a dollar piece, a dime, like a couple of other things like that. So, alright, there's a $100 coin. And then there's also like the $1 coin somewhere in there. So you can actually use those to figure out how much everything costs. And all in all, like, you know, things aren't extremely valuable in this game. Like, they are pricey as shit, but like nowhere near as much as the number itself makes you think that it is. There's our fabled treasure box. That's, you know, probably the best treasure out of all of these. I still love the Christmas tree, and it just seems like that one sticks out probably the most in terms of the treasures. The Orichalcon. And they couldn't put that last 9 in there. 999, 999, 0. And then this is a screen that you get whenever you collect all of the treasures, so that pretty much confirms our making it through that. Now we've got the Revenge of Meta Knight. We're actually a few games out from being finished with this, and it's only an hour 38. Jesus. So for this particular story, it pretty much plays out like sort of like a narrative. So you have all these people aboard the crew of the ship that you're constantly hearing talk about your adventure through here. That timer at the bottom is important, but it's not gonna matter. I'm pretty sure we can take as much time as we need through here, and it just won't matter. We'll get it eventually. So I mean, like, I can really take my time through here because this first level in particular is about to be over. So it doesn't really matter how low you get the enemy's health here because they just blow away anyway. So the entirety of this adventure plays out because Meta Knight's trying to take over Dreamland, so you're pretty much here trying to stop him from doing that. I don't really know how I managed to hit that bird with my little cough breath there, but I'm not one to question such things. So one of the things I was saying is whenever you turn into Big Kirby, you constantly float up to the top of the surface, which is pretty helpful in a few areas. Like, it's not really going to save you any big amounts of time or anything, but it is just kind of like a cool little, like, if you're trying to get through an area quickly and it's water-based, it's going to come into play a little bit in Milky Way Wishes. There's an entire world that's basically water, so that's always fun. Oh man. I sucked up that enemy and I wasn't really sure I was going to make that in time. So we're gonna fight Wispy again. is going to be just as difficult as last time, too. This poor boss. He's a staple of the Kirby series, but he never gets any time in the limelight. Oh, there was 2 Wispy Woods, by the way. I don't know what happened to that first one. I guess he just stopped having invulnerability frames. So there's actually a couple of secrets through this area, I'm pretty sure. Thought there was actually one in this particular screen. That's what we're currently trying to figure out. Alright, I guess I must be thinking of a little bit later in the level, so... So the PlayStation 2 thought that it was revolutionary because it had the pressure-sensitive buttons. Well, the newsflash there is that they were not the first person to think of that. So this ability right here, the fighter ability, whenever I use that, I can either tap it or I can hold it in, which is kind of the same thing as a pressure-based. So if I lightly press it, it's going to do really fast rapid jabs, which is why, you know, rapid pressing it will do the jab, and then holding it in will do the kick. This was the area I was thinking of. It's a little secret area here. Haven't given the sword much love, so I'll go ahead and try that for a little bit. And that's pretty much what the functionality of the PlayStation 2 pressure-sensitive thing was anyway. Like, they kind of made it a lot better whenever they started making PS3 games and late PS2 games, but, you know, this game did it first, and this was a Super Nintendo game. So suck on that. And then I say that, and I'm sure there's probably, most certainly, definitely a, like some other like Nintendo game or something that does it. So we want to try to keep this hammer. Hopefully we can do it. I believe the area's up here. Yep, here we go. Nothing too fancy, but you do get the mirror ability. So they give you a will down there, and like there's this huge elaborate gauntlet that you can go through. It has a bunch of jumps, a bunch of obstacles and shit. But then, one time I was playing this, I realized that the screen scrolls up whenever you jump, so... just kind of came up here and I was just like, oh, cool. It's still probably faster to use the tire overall, but oh well. I just wish that there was an easier process to get rid of the abilities. I don't think pressing select works, no. That one's just gonna damage you. What they really want you to do is hit the fire one. Oh man, we only had 1,000 time left on that. 1,999. So, you get to watch Dynablade help you out here, and then... Oh no, we shot down Dynablade. So these guys lost you in the Force, and they thought that they were basically done with you, but Kirby, being one who's not prone to that shit, has made it back onto the ship. This is a very mechanical, kind of based game mode. Like, pretty much everything from this point forward will take place in some form on the ship. I just don't feel like desummoning the helper. I'll let him help me through here. There aren't any really complex puzzles in this game, so... I love how I ambush them, and they're like, gotcha! Thanks, helper. Knocking him up into me. Well, that's completely useless. Oh man, how am I gonna make it through there? Probably like that. Okay, I may die here just because I'm being an idiot, so... Please look forward to it. Of course, like the one time that boss jumps. Yeah, Kirby! Because I love the suplex ability and don't get to use it enough. Yeah, Kirby. Oh no, that was supposed to be me to you, you bastard. Oh no, I lost it, damn it. This is all your fault, Ninja. Okay, well I needed to grab this anyway. So, a fun fact about the AI whenever the AI plays the ninja character, it can throw those ninja stars pretty much, like, near infinitely. Like, there's almost no delay on it. So probably one of the most useful abilities that you can do with Yo-Yo is that little spin that I'm doing right there. That's going to be something that's going to come into play later. Oh man, the main cannon's been destroyed. So my favorite part about, like, this game mode is just kind of listening to these guys just bumble through, you know, like, pretty much being, I wouldn't really say incompetent. I mean, like, they're not really that incapable. It's just more of the fact that they're going up against motherfucking Kirby. So far in this game, we've seen a really, like, you know, kind of this, like, happy-go-lucky adventure kind of style of game. We've seen, you know, kind of, you know, your typical Dreamland kind of adventure. We've seen, you know, a lot of exploration stuff with the Great Cave Offensive, you know, like a big treasure hunt. And then this one brings in this really, like, action adventure-y kind of feel. And, like, this one's kind of got, like, this really big emphasis on, you know, like, this whole, like, takeover that this ship's going through, and, you know, you're trying to stop that from happening. Don't think that there's anything down here. Death is down there. So as we're going through here, rather than a level select, you just kind of see the damage that you're doing to the ship. So I could go through that door, or I can do this. Little secret area here. Get the good old boss killer ready. So this is like probably like the one place that these guys kind of seem like they're a little bit incompetent is they're pretty much employing their most powerful weapon here against us, but the problem is that he's destroying the ship and this guy just doesn't care at this point. Like he's pretty confident that this thing has got us. He would do fire. So whenever I do the boss rush, I'm probably going to be a lot more cautious about this because, you know, like it's really easy to avoid these guys' attacks. It's just a matter of, I just don't care right now. Like I get enough health going through here that I haven't lost, you know, any lives on this game yet. So little secret that they kind of allude to is this little peculiar cloud here, and if you go in here... Oh man, he must be hiding in the clouds. I'm gonna get that suplex ability. Or not. Then I'll cook then, I don't give a shit. Little bit of pun there. Everyone's talking about how they don't want to go under the ship to get Kirby, and then he calls them chickens. He himself is one. It hurts me just as much. Right. Wasn't sure if there was something there or not. Yeah, man, nostalgia is the best way to put it. Almost through. Alright, that was the other puzzle similar to the one in Great Cave Offensive I was talking about. I don't think we can go all the way down there until we go down here first. Nope, it was the other way around. I lied. So I probably wasn't going to get off there, but my helper is being really unhelpful. So the elevator is very, very specific about people being on it, so if I don't let my partner onto the elevator, then it'll chase after him as well. Alright, I think we're actually getting pretty close to... Yep, we're at the next boss. So just in case you're a kid and this was too hard, their little banter basically tells you how to beat the boss. And of course our partner is going to make that an absolute bastard. Can't just save me the trouble of doing it myself. There we go. So as our helpful little friend there told us, what we're basically trying to do is direct the laser beam in there. I think it takes like 4 of them to do it. And there's the end of that boss. So we've pretty much fucked up this ship. So at this point the whole entire, like, you know, like this whole entire thing turns into a big escape plan at this point. They realize that they've failed and just, it's all over. You actually get a little bit of crew loyalty with these guys. Yo-Yo is OP. Unless I just suck at using it. Alright, I didn't think there was anything else. And then all that crew loyalty is instantly ruined whenever they say that they're evacuating. None of these powers really matter at all. Like, I could cheese out this and just not get the sword, but we're just gonna get the sword. You can actually wait out the timer on the sword and then fight him that way. Which, depending on my luck with like, this is probably where one of my maximum tomatoes is going to go in the arena, is to this guy. But it's not over yet. This is like the one timer that almost matters. See, I thought that this was a boss fight that you could actually, like, partake in with him, and, like, I was kind of hoping for that. This is the first time that you actually get to see Meta Knight in his, like, actual form. So I had about 17 seconds left over with that, and honestly, that's more than enough time to even make a couple of mistakes with it. I mean, like, if you go on that lower path and, like, forget something, or, you know, just as long as you're moving forward, you can basically make it through. Now we're getting on to probably my favorite game in this game, which is Milky Way Wishes. We'll let the credits on this play out before we get too much into that. So kind of like with the action theme with this, it ends with a really awesome kind of end credits theme. Kind of sounds like an old western or something. I think my favorite thing about Kirby during these end credits is just he is way too big for that motorcycle. He is like leaning over the edge of it and everything as he's riding off into the sunset. Alright, and that unlocks Milky Way Wishes. So the story behind this one is the sun and the moon are fighting, and basically this little guy tells you that you can go and consult Nova, who is this ancient spirit that only shows up if all of the planets are aligned. This is a super secret area, by the way. It took me forever whenever I was young to figure out that this existed. I'll try to highlight it on the map whenever I get back. But pretty much what this one is it's just this sort of galactic adventure. You're going all over these different planets trying to beat the levels, and then on top of that you're trying to collect powers. But the thing is that you do not have the ability, like, I can eat him, I don't get any powers from him. So I actually start off with this level whenever I'm doing like these sort of casual playthroughs, because this gives you a really good ability to begin with, which is the copy ability. I made a big joke about it. Oh, first of all, it's this little star right here. If you go here, that gives you the ability to copy other abilities. So I was joking about it. I was saying, you know, like, you get an ability to copy other abilities. Why do you need that in a Kirby game? And honestly, this area right here is pretty much it. Like, I can't copy anything, but it doesn't stop me from using a copy ability to copy them. So if I lose this power, it is gone. Like, it is just straight up lost forever. Another big thing about this particular game mode is, yeah, so whenever we get new abilities, we get them through these things right here. So I can now switch to ice anytime. I can switch between copy and ice at any time. For this particular level, it's all about these seasons changing. So this tree's in the way. It was there whenever I was in winter, it was there in spring, it's there in summer. However, in fall, it's chopped down, which means that we are now able to progress through. And yeah, like the pedestals, they only show up, like, you know, in certain areas in this, unlike, you know, the other games where they show up all over the place. But whenever you get the abilities, like, I now have the fighter ability for good. pretty sure that the next power that I get is... No, I missed Cutter somewhere here. You have to go back. So that's where the, I'm pretty sure that's where the cutter is, I just need to be in the right season. So pretty much all the doors throughout this area change the season. Ooh, I didn't know there was a door down here. Okay, that just leads to the same thing, I guess. There are still things about this game that still surprise me to this day. Okay, well maybe I'm just dumb then. Alright, that just leads back to one of those abilities, so... I know in one of these different configurations there is indeed a tree somewhere, and that tree gives me the cutter ability. It might be over on the next sort of area. I thought it was that tree, but I guess not. So I think the problem is yeah, there's a current going through the water there, which is why you can't progress through, but you go through here, and then it's winter. Aha, it is. Okay, here we go. It's over. Nope, nope, nope. No, it's not. I lied. I thought I was somewhere where I wasn't. Well, there it is. Okay, I see what I need to do now. I was sort of in the right area. We get this little cutout here. Now we have the cutter ability. Oh yeah, like it is definitely, like, that is definitely one of my more favorite things about this, like, just all of this is just, everything's so animated and colorful, and, you know, like, the music's bright and happy, like, you know, the animations are great, the reactions are great. Oh no. So, pretty much every level ends with this little Dreamland fountain, which is again a throwback to Kirby's adventure for the Nintendo. That was actually where all of his adventures ended, on that one. In this game mode, it's just another day. Alright, so... thought it was that one, but it's probably a different one. There we go, that's the one I was looking for. I knew one of these trees had the, you know, like the explosive thing near them. So earlier I was saying that the Parasol is a really good ability, and I still stand by that because underwater you can use it, over water you can use it. I need to have a fire ability. Are there any enemies around here that do fire? I don't think so. Damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to come back to this area because that cannon, I believe, almost definitely goes to a different power, and I don't have anything that can really light it on fire. Gotta be a little bit careful going through here. At least until I get to that tomato up there. So, all of these guys are here, and they kind of, you know, hint to what the ability you're going to get here is going to be. Unfortunately, we had to lose the suplex ability in order to pick up the sword ability. Ow! Son of a bitch. Okay, so this next one, you had to kind of go through the area twice because, as you can see up there, we can get ourselves this ability. Switch back to the sword for right now. This whole entire thing's a maze, but I've actually more or less had it memorized since I was a kid, so... We're gonna switch to the beam, actually. We haven't used that in a while. No jumping for you. That mode 7, though. I think my favorite thing about that whale is the fact that he's wearing a sailor's shirt while he fights you. Alright, so before I lose track of it, let's go ahead and go to the hot plant, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves a fire ability. Who would have thought you'd get a fire ability from here? This actually houses one of the more obscure locations for an ability to be found. I don't think there's anything up here. Nope. Just a lot of disappointment. The one enemy in the game you can't absorb? Sleep. Ah, that's really strange. Why would they put an explosive block there? So I never really thought about that one whenever I was younger, and it never really crossed my mind. And then there was one time that I saw that door down there, and I was like, I figured out that you can go through there, it's just that if you don't have that ability, like the super, then you take a lot of damage getting up through there. So then there's another ability that we get somewhere through this level. Don't remember 100% where it is. It's pretty close though. Right there it is. So we need something that can get up there. Okay. Wasn't sure if I was going to hit the fire or not. We do all that, now we get the suplex. And then I believe we get one more ability through here. I don't even care. I'm not even mad. So the good news about the suplex ability is that whenever you kind of use the ability, you get a little bit of invulnerability frames whenever you actually hit an enemy with it. So that's what pretty much allowed me to grab them and not die. Ow. Don't know what caused that to happen. I cannot keep an ability through here to save my life. Alright, I thought there was one more ability here. I don't know, what haven't we used in a while? Actually, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show off the cool trick with this guy. So he's a really elaborate boss fight. He grabs you with his tongue. He does a bunch of shit with his claws. But then he gives you this really unique ability. So I'm not gonna show it off just yet because I want him to do something. Because one of the things that he can do is turn invisible, but the problem is that I can't see him, especially whenever he gets fully invisible. Well, I guess he doesn't get fully invisible. I can see his pixels barely. I'm gonna let him do it one more time. So whenever he does that, you can actually paint him out of it. The good news is I don't even lose any overall time on him. Because I can switch abilities on the fly. think he's like one of 2 enemies in the game that actually gives you the paint ability. Alright. So we've got our eyes on the prize here. We're just going back for the ability that we're missing. Don't need to dilly-dally around here. We know what we're going for. I hope there is an ability after going back through here with all of this. Okay, yeah, if we get the... No, we don't. Never mind. Fuck me. Okay, there is a way that I can... There we go. Go back to map. Yes. So that was fun. Has something happened with the stream, guys? I'm looking on my little sample thing here, and it's going really slow. Alright, looks like it caught back up. I need something that can aim up. Okay, my stream just kind of like really briefly chopped. Not sure what that was about. So there's 2 abilities that you can do with the jet. Oh man, okay, so... That's a slightly time-intensive one right there. This gives us the wheel. There we go. That's the grapple I wanted to show. That's really tough timing to pull that off, but it is such a cool move, and like the first time that you do it, it's just great. Okay, so I think it's we go here, and then I think we go to the cloud. Oh no. So there's a specific place that I'm looking for to get another power. Let's see, this leads to the cloud area. Let's go to the right on him. I think this might be it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got like 7 more abilities to get, and we've got a few more levels than that to deal with, so I think we're going to be fine. The next level that we go to is actually going to be a really big one anyway, so... Let's see, we are fighting Krakow, so... Let's go ahead and use Parasol on him. I let go of block too soon. Killed by an umbrella. Alright, so we've already done Hot World. Yeah, we've got 3 more areas and we've got 7 more abilities to get. It's like 3, 3, and 1, so So this place is kind of maze-like. This is kind of like a mini boss rush type area. I didn't know he could kill himself. That was amazing. Holy shit. So pretty much like the whole entirety of this area and this whole entire level is just navigating through here and solving all of the puzzles to get into the abilities. So I think there's like one more ability that we get here. Maybe not. Yeah, because we can get like 2 or 3 in the next one. I can't... Like, I'm not 100% certain I remember entirely where all of these abilities are. If we're missing one, it shouldn't be too hard to find, though. Actually, nope, I know where the last one is here. It's right over there. So we go right down here, and we get the rock ability. And that rocks. And then as if that as the, you know, like as if that as the last ability, you know, kind of was there, then we've got... Okay, this is not a good ability to use against him. This, however... we can make this work. Once again, like, I can really easily kind of be careful with this boss, but I just don't care. Even if I die, I have 10 lives. Alright, I think we're actually on track, so... I don't think that we have any other abilities that we need to get the rest of the abilities, which is the biggest thing I'm concerned about. Alright, who's that other way? And all that does is leads to a 1-up. Let's just hit every single enemy on the way. Alright, so we use this right here so that we can go down here and just run through all of this. That wasn't what I wanted. This is what I wanted. There we go. Man, where am I going? There's a switch over there. Okay, that's the switch I needed to look for. Do I have the yo-yo yet? I do not have the yo-yo yet. Alright. We're actually about to get the yo-yo ability. It's all coming back to me. It's right up there. could take the elevator, or we can just do that. Just casually dodge like 10 billion yo-yos of death. This is probably my favorite level of this back in the day. And this puzzle right here is honestly really trivial for the fact that, first of all, the timing on it is really easy to hit, but second of all, just because it's just really inconsequential. Like, by this point you should have plenty of abilities, and like they give you enough time to where even if you don't, you can still go through and get everything that you need. So there's only one of these guys that really matters, like, well, two of them, really. But we're gonna go ahead and go through and do all of them. We'll leave that one for right now. I think I'm one level off. Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and go down here and get this one. We're gonna leave that one for right now. My personal favorite ability of the game. I don't know if we're gonna have enough lives to beat the final level and the final boss. Even whenever you're blocking with the plasma, you still do damage, which is why I use that kind of as my opening ability usually on the boss rush. We've pretty much seen almost everything that this game has to offer. There's like one more thing that hasn't been seen in the game yet. And like the final boss of this like kind of changes very slightly, so there's like two things left in the game that we haven't seen yet. There's really nothing through that. Like, that star just honestly skips you through some boring shit. All we're really missing ability-wise is Ninja and Mirror. Mirror we get somewhere down here where there's going to be a little secret path to take that involves using a hammer or a stone ability. There we go. I kind of lied. I haven't used the mirror ability much at all during this game, so I'll try to start using it. Actually, I think there is a secret up here as well. Nope. Thought there was. So we could fly through on the star, and that would get us through. Or we can just do it the real way. Ah, damn it. Got a little bit too close. Got a little bit too close. Which that right there is the only reason that you would ever do that way. Alright, we're getting close to the ninja ability. I'm gonna finish off this boss with the mirror ability though, like the one that's we're about to find here, so grab ninja. I'm gonna let them kill themselves. Alright, so this boss should look familiar to a degree. So this is pretty much, it starts off with the final boss of the first time that we fought this thing. There's no real reason to do this fight like this, it's just kind of trivializes having to do anything. It does give me a chance to take a drink, though. Alright, let's switch to the hammer to finish this off. We just beat a dragon with a giant damn hammer. Oh dude, I got 4 happy smile points. Awesome. Alright, so before we go and hit Nova, I just want to really quickly just pop in here and just make sure I've got everything. Alright, we do have all the abilities. Awesome. So with that, we can go over here. So I skipped the cutscene, so we didn't get to see the clown guy, so this is the first time that we're actually going to see this character. So pretty much they were going to use the wish to stop the sun and the moon from fighting, but this guy named Marx just popped in the way, and he was just like, hey, I'm going to use this as a distraction to basically use it to grant a wish to rule the galaxy. He turns into a giant creepy clown monster. So the whole entire time I've been saying that this game is all cute and adorable and flashy and colorful and everything's bright and happy. And then we get to this guy who is just like nightmare fuel because he's like a bat and a clown. But first we had to play gotta play some Life Force here. Never stop shooting. That is the strategy for dealing with any of these things. Pretty much all of the abilities kind of do this as well, so I'm just kind of sitting here and just mashing just any and all of the face buttons. This game's actually fairly tame in the Nightmare Fuel department, but in Kirby Superstar Ultra they fixed that by giving this boss a little bit of a makeover as well as a particularly terrifying scream. So it's like everything that I just got done saying about it being tame is just instantly ruined. So I'll probably take a hit on this part coming up because it's a really, really tight window to dodge. Not that one. This one. If I can get this early on in the boss rush, that'll be great. This could be rough. We might die, we might lose a life. But it's gonna be okay. Get over to the best ability to deal with this. I'm just gonna switch over to Plasma. Oh, damn it. Okay, that didn't do as much damage as I thought. Damn it. Oh no. Whew. Almost gotta see a cool dying animation. We made it. Alright, so earlier we had somebody on here who was complaining about the fact that the credits were going by too quickly. Well, you get your wish and they go by a second time, and this time it's a fairly extended credits scene. So I'm going to take a quick be right back here while these are playing through. The music here is amazing, so honestly, you're replacing my voice with probably the best kind of redo of this song, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think even if I wanted to skip these credits, I don't think that you can actually skip this particular set of them. You know, not that I would want to, really. It's a great set of credits. There is more. There's one little, there we go, nice little Easter egg there. Should let me skip out of them soon. Well, I hope so anyway. There we go. Alright. So this is our last little gauntlet here to finish off this game. So what the arena is a compilation of every boss fight that we've done in the game, as well as a bunch of extra stuff as well. So I'm actually going to pop up a computer player here, and let's give him Poppy Brothers. I think he'll be a lot more useful than Plasma. So the good news is the helper does kind of assist me in soaking up some unwanted damage. The bad news is I don't think that he heals up whenever I run him over these. And I'm not giving him my power, so he's about to die here. And he got killed by a giant fucking Death Star laser beam, so a fitting end to him. I can't get Plasma there. So this is an example of I am not fucking getting the sword because Meta Knight is already a tough enough boss as it is. So I'm just gonna chill here up here with him and take a drink while he's getting ready. He'll get annoyed in a minute. Oh god, I hate the tornado move. There we go. Didn't take as much damage as we could have from him. So up in the top corner you can see how many of these we have left. So this is just a boss gauntlet. We've got 16 left. So we'll go ahead and use our first one of these because we don't want to let ourselves die and have it start over. That would suck. Oh god, no, please. Okay, we got him. Oh man, please, just give me, like, give me a good ability. Alright, computer program is not too hard to kill. So it's pretty much a repeat of the Mech-Eye version. There's no point in trying to kill him too hard with that. Whenever he's retreating, it does less damage. We're not going to take any damage at all from this because blocking and the plasma shield. So the plasma isn't exactly the highest damage in the game, but it is really easy to get consistent damage with. Mostly because you just fucking mash controls and pray. Alright, moving along. He didn't even get to attack, Jesus. Sorry, Kracko. Good old Wispy Woods. It's actually kind of hard to kill him quickly with this because I want to be as close to him as possible to avoid his wisps. Oh, here we go. Alright. Most difficult enemy in the game. Most toughest boss ever. Probably the toughest Waddle Doo out there. I don't know if I want him to be Capsule J. He will really suck at that. Plus, I think we lose him here anyway. Yep. So this is pretty much one of the places I always pop an M tomato because I will almost always take damage going through that area. Unfortunately, we lose our partner when we do that, and there's no plasma again. Whenever he was in Return to Dreamland, I think it is. I still need to actually finish that game at some point. God, even killed off-screen, the poor little pirate. Poor little pirate whale. Okay, Wham Bam Rock. I think this takes care of most of the really tough bosses. I'm not getting quite as many good hits on him as I'd want to, but it's okay. I need to avoid that. Yeah, punch that, you piece of shit. Okay, lo and la. These guys are easy. I won't get to cheese them this time, but... oh well. Oh well, close enough to a quick kill. So the way we do this... just deal with both of them at the same time. Alright. Oh man, we're gonna be finishing this off with a fairly easy final boss. Even if you block that, that still does quite a bit of damage. But it's okay, we killed it. Alright, final boss of the game. It is a very interesting character design, I will admit. Oh wow, and Marx is giving us a really good pattern here to finish off with. Alright, and right at about 3 hours, we have completely beaten the shit out of Kirby Superstar. There's nothing left. This is it. Well, there is one last thing. The sound test. Alright, and just to kind of make sure, I'm going to soft reset the game. And we have done it. We have 100%ed this file in one setting after a little bit of trouble at the beginning with getting everything set up. Alright, well, that was a fun little trip down memory lane. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It was really fun going back through there. I actually learned something going through there. So, I mean, you know, like, even at the end of the day, this was still a learning experience even for me. This is a great game. If you haven't played it yourself, I'm sorry. I kind of ruined the entire game. I apologize for that, but I hope that getting to see pretty much everything that this game has to offer, you know, does something for you. Alright, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you had fun.